Oh my god, look at that! Look at that! Built like a brick shite house. Hey, we started the trip with a good find. It's so small. Alright everybody, welcome back to a new video, and we are back to Borneo. You probably don't recognize this spot we're in right now, and that's because we have a little surprise for you. 1 second. Alright, before the trip could even get started properly, Colin caught us our first snake in the Kota Kinabalu city center. And it's this beautiful juvenile Narcissus martrana. Obviously we saw one of these on the last trip, but about roughly 10 times the size of this guy. And we've never seen one before with this awesome banded pattern, which the juveniles here in Borneo have these really, really broad bands. So we're just in the middle of the city with like a ton of traffic, if you're wondering why it's a bit loud. But this guy loves to live in cities. These guys will always be hanging out in anywhere where there's green in the city center. There's a lot of rodents, and this guy was certainly, look at him, and he's given us a full little hood and everything. They don't really spit at this size, even though they are spitting cobras, but honestly they don't spit that much at any size, this species. They're mostly biters, not spitters, but look at him. So freaking cool. Let's take a look from the side, and incredibly cute. Like, I don't know if you can see my hand next to it, but it's so small. Just a tiny little cobra that's trying to look big right now, trying to scare us away. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of photography of this guy, then we're gonna let him go because we've got actual stuff to do. So up to Kinabalu Park. And here we are, we've made it. The peaceful serenity of Kinabalu Park. And believe it or not, this is gonna be one of the first evenings in a while that the mountain is even remotely visible, but you guys can already see those clouds coming in. It looks absolutely fantastic. Every time I see this view, I'm filled with excitement, knowing that there's so many cool, rare, and exciting things that are found this mountain. I've been here so many times, but there's still so much more that I haven't seen. So I look forward to it every single time. And honestly, even the stuff I have seen, I always love seeing again. Here's to finding something exciting tonight. Let's go. All right, you guys know the drill by now. We out here, and it's time to just grind. And you guys only get to see the fun parts. You don't get to see the long waits between snakes. But without further ado, cut to snake number one. There's our first snake of the night. It's a Trimeresurus sabahai way up in these ferns. Only took a few minutes to find our first sabahai this time, not 4 whole days. But there it is. We're not going to try and get this one down. It's too high up, and probably better off waiting for an easier one. All right, David just spotted another species tonight. We got this lovely Sphenodipsis ingarai, which we've seen quite a lot on the recent trips due to all the rain. When it's not raining really hard, they're actually pretty damn hard to find up here on the mountain. And they're only at like the really, really high elevations in the montane forest, like along the ridges. And the top part of the road goes along the ridges for a while. And if you shine the ferns, these guys quite often show up. This is a really nice juvenile with really, really big and dark eyes on this particular one. And of course, it's more of like white on the side of the head, not so bluish as they can be. But they generally have a very, very cool looking head. I like it. It's like a nice kind of strange, Halloween-y, spooky looking head. And just overall, a very cute slug snake. Everyone loves slug snakes because they just never bite. They don't really, at least these guys don't musk. Just overall an extremely pleasant snake, and always nice to see up here. The rain's been increasing a bit, so maybe there's some more stuff on the cards for us tonight. Let's go. All right, another species of snake has showed up, and it's Griswoldi, which usually I would never, ever associate with rainy weather like this. But Dasha actually flipped this under a log, so it was hiding away, trying to stay out of the rain. And I'm being careful of this because we call it grizzly. We call it Calamaria grizzly because it is actually one of the gnarliest snakes to be bitten by. And you remember, if you guys watched my last video, you remember I was pouring blood from a similarly sized lumbricoidea, and you can imagine the same thing. I still have a snake bag which is stained with blood from the last one of these I caught and handled at Mount Kinabalu Park. So that's just to give you some perspective of how like evil these guys can be sometimes. But they're really nice. This is actually quite a bland one. The yellow stripes are very subdued on this particular individual. But it has the nice yellow venter, and of course many of them have bright yellow stripes running down the dorsum, as well as that nice little neck thing here. So this is a cool find, and we're racking up a few species on the first night. That's always good to see. Let's keep this train running. Let's get that elusive Kinabalu 4-species night. After a flurry of a few snakes, we're back on the skunking meta now. You know, we started with a nice 3 species, which is like the Kinabalu Park, in a short amount of time. And we were optimistic that we can make that 4. I still am optimistic, but it's not looking great right now. Been walking for a long time. Did some road cruising as well. The rain's still about the same level as it was before. Not slowing, not advancing. We'll see how it pans out. Hey, we started the trip with a good find. On the first night, it rained enough to bring out good old Gartheus. According to Maron, it hasn't rained here for ages, and no good stuff has been out recently, but we happened to coincide with a night of rain, and we finally got our 4th species, which means we're above par for Kinabalu herping, which is great. And this is a lovely, probably I'd say like a young adult female Gartheus. You can see that really, really nice kind of blue speckling they have on their almost Craspedocephalus-like face. Otherwise, they look very much like some kind of Avophis, but that head is just so unique and defines them as a completely different lineage of viper, unrelated to Avophis whatsoever. This one's a little bit dry, so the colors aren't popping as much as they usually are, but this is just like a typical color adult female. And of course, crossing the road, how we usually find them. They like hide deep underground for long periods of time. And if it rains for hours and hours and hours and hours upon end like it has today, sometimes the water seeps into their holes, and then they decide enough is enough and they want to move to drier ground. And that's when we catch them crossing the road. They're not usually hunting or looking for a mate or anything. They're just hunting for higher ground. And there's a flying ant there. But that's awesome. What a beautiful snake. Awesome find. All right, failed to turn up any snakes after that Gartheus, which obviously was a great find, but weather's so good tonight, man. It's just unfortunate it never like stopped raining. Usually that's the best time, but I think we're gonna wrap up now and give it another run out for the big green boy tomorrow. Oh my God, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Holy shit! Oh my God, wait, I need to get signal to call the others. No way, we literally already finished the night, said we were finishing, told Maron I was going. I was like, I'm just gonna do one pass to the top of the road, and I spot this from the window of the car. No way. All right, I got some signal to contact the others, so now I can chill and show you this ridiculous snake. This is number 3 adult females in a row for me. What the hell? And this is 100% in situ, just from the car window. It could not have been in a more obvious spot. And of course, the conditions are perfect, man. I could feel it in my soul. It was like exactly how it was the last time we got a big female. Raining all night, and then it stopped and was really cold late in the evening. And that's when these girls are active. Look at her, man. Look at her go. Oh my.
It looks like something you'd buy at a gift shop. Yep.
Thing is actually that's why we call this the holy grail of Mount Kinabalu. It really is the most ridiculous viper. It's like a smaller Mangshan viper, a more vibrant Mangshan viper.
Yeah, it's way more vibrant.
Look at that head. Oh my God.
The size of the head.
So cool. You can really see it's a female from this angle because of the distance from the eye to the snout. That's one of the key traits for identifying a female. Also at this size, it's just, you know, a male would never reach this size. It's just ridiculously big. Look at this absolute monster. Like, it's easily over a meter long, like this one. Easily, like 1.2 meters. You put my foot next to that for reference. Wow, what an in-situ, man. What a first night of the trip. This has got to be the best one so far. And we saw all 3 of the Highland Vipers in one night. We haven't actually caught any Sabahai, but that can change very, very easily. Don't worry about it. Just observe this absolutely ridiculous animal in the flesh and bask in it for what's going to be the last time for a very, very long time. Because this is my last trip to Borneo for almost a year, guys. So I know we've been doing a lot of Borneo videos recently. But this will likely be one of, if not the last Malcolms we see. Certainly the last one that I spend a long time filming. Because we got more herping planned for up here. But we're probably not going to focus on the Malcolms elevations. But damn, look at that girl. She's on the mission. She's trying to go somewhere. Hunting around for sleeping birds. Trying to find a more comfortable place to rest. Either way, that is just incredible.
So bland looking.
Believe it or not, this wasn't even the last snake of the night. Look at it. Colin rustled up this Calamaria schmidti from the depths of hell somewhere. And we were all taking pictures of this. It just ate a worm. That's why it looks so fat. And also, it's a huge one to begin with. So about as impressive as it gets for schmidti. When I want to make people think this is cooler than it actually is, I say it looks like a mini sunbeam snake, you know? Look at the iridescence reflecting all around. Absolutely beautiful. Cute guy, not biting at all, just being chill. Love to see it. And my phone's about to die. All right, we're letting her go now. Some of the guys took some pictures, just leaving her exactly in situ. Because we handled her, she's gurning now, filling her body with air, and all of a sudden looks twice as thick as before, which makes it even more freaking impressive. Like, let's look at the size of that compared to my wrist. Insane snake, one of the goated vipers, probably the best viper in tropical Southeast Asia. There's no question about that, and we've been blessed to see 4 big adult females this year. Just unbelievably lucky. Another new day here in Borneo. We're out here in the garden of our place just waiting to go out. Looks like it's gonna rain. It's been raining a lot, and I think it's gonna rain a lot tonight, so that's the kind of beat we're on. There's a dog walking around. It's got puppies as well. Also, I found a Chaparina fusca. Check it out. Saffron bellied frog. This one's pretty cool. It's like an all black one with only like a white and black venter instead of the yellow one. Pretty neat. Let's see, how close can I go? Oh yeah, you guys can see that guy there chilling. Very cool. Here we go. Night number 2. We're starting at the bottom this time, and we really want to grind for the Kinabalu crate. This kind of rainy, endlessly damp weather isn't perfect, but we saw a DOR in the daytime, like on the main highway, so they're definitely active right now. We've got to put in some work, some serious work. Well, our first cool find of the night is this Kobayashi's horn frog, just a little one. I know it's not little for a frog, but it's little for this species. He only fits on my fingers as opposed to my entire hand. We did see a Schmitzer snake walking up the road, but I was too out of breath to get my camera out for that one. But here, we've been walking on a flat bit for a while, and I can show you this awesome, like, military tank style frog, just covered in horns everywhere, covered in warts, and just built like a brick shite house. I love them. They're so freaking cool. No more snakes. There was one sabahai that we saw last night, but we did see this nice Kinabalu green bush frog, Phylautus bunyana, which is one of the best frogs in the area for sure, best endemics. I really like this one. It's absolutely beautiful. This is a very dark colored one compared to how they can be, but I do like its mossy texture. Very, very nice, very cute, typical kind of tree frog, big body, big paws, big sucker pads on the feet. Very, very nice. Haven't seen one of these in a while. What have you got? Oh, a parasited caterpillar. That is gruesome. Oh, we bumped into Linus and some other guys on the road who'd rustled up this Stegonotus borneensis, which is a species we haven't seen on the channel for actually quite a while. I've seen them a few times here in the past. Not usually on these rainy nights, usually when it's dry, but this guy's out despite the constant and endless drizzle that's going on. And it's actually a very decent sized one. This snake gets pretty damn big and cruises about these high elevation areas of Mount Kinabalu, feeding on reptiles and other things like that. I've seen pictures of them eating Calamaria schmidti. They probably eat skinks and other small snakes too. They're also biters, but if you hold them very gently like this and don't like mess with their neck too much, I think they're okay. Look at him. Very Lycodon-like, an interesting genus. I don't see how this is Stegonotus and not Lycodon. I need to actually research what the key is, but they're very cool. Very interesting montane species, and cool to see a snake up here which isn't like worm-sized. Very nice. So these guys just operate purely off just like hoping they cross paths of a worm.
Like that.
Oh yeah, he's got him. He's got him. Kinabalu giant leech going to town.
Right.
Oh, he bit off half of it. Wait, no, the worm escaped.
Oh, stupid leech.
He's too full.
Stupid leech, yeah.
Oh.
It's a partial escape.
Yeah, he's got him now. You ain't escaping this time, bruh.
How nice of that leech to shelter that worm from the rain. This was like a worm I found on the road that had been like partially hit by a car.
I think it can't swallow it because it's already got the worm inside from before.
Yeah, maybe these guys aren't very big eaters.
This thing is so huge. He's getting it down slowly, but oh, nope.
Oh,
Spitting it back out.
that last little gulp of worm horlick.
Yeah, and I could go for another half a worm about right now.
All right, RFP.
Yeah,
He's done.
Just like a snake, you can see the bulge.
He's done. Ski the worm.
Yeah, it's got a food bolus. A worm bolus.
All right, we're done with leeching, which means we're also probably done with the park now as well. So we're gonna head off to another spot outside the park, slightly lower elevation, do some herping around there and see if we can turn up anything different along the way. Let's get to it. Check out this miniature file-eared tree frog. Just found this near a stream around like 1,100 meters. I've never seen one this tiny, but it looks really, really cool at this size as well. with that like wide jaw you can see there with those bones that go around the edge, plus the stripy legs, the zebra striped legs and the stripy body. Just all overall looks really, really cool. All right, things got incredibly skunky, so we're wrapping up night 2 there for goddamn sure. And we'll be back on the grind tomorrow. You know how it is. Some nights in the Highlands you hit, which yesterday we absolutely did. Today, I only filmed 1 out of 3 snakes seen. We saw some deawars, we saw a couple frogs. It is what it is, it happens. On to the next day. It's been raining all day today. Doesn't look like there's gonna be any daytime herping. So let's just get some dinner, chill out for a bit, and then head out at night. And I'll catch you guys there. Hopefully some more good stuff is gonna show up. Let's go. Yep, it's gonna be another one of those nights. Let's get to it. All right, we are out and it is rainy tonight. This is definitely the rainiest of the nights we've been here. And we'll see how that pans out. It's very cold up here at the top of the mountain. But sometimes that's fine. I mean, I found Malcolm at like 14, 13 degrees Celsius a few times. So let's go. All right, guys, it didn't take us very long to get our first snake. Just a few minutes of walking and we got this female Saba pit viper in the rain. So complementing that male we saw last night, we've now seen both sexes of this green bean, this certified turbo green bean. In the female stage as well, they're pretty much entirely green. Very much else to them other than that. They do look nice. They have a special place, and I'm sure the people from places in the world where you don't get green vipers find this very, very, very cool. A bright neon green snake with blood red eyes. Very, very nice. I'm not expecting a ton of snake encounters tonight, judging by how cold and rainy it is, but maybe, just maybe, we'll see some more vipers. This is usually the weather where they are having the best time. And we're gonna set this girl back in the ferns. She looks great. What a lovely animal. Look at this cool centipede with pink legs. Look at that, just crawling around up here in the rain. Looks so cool. Oh, he fell. All right, well, that was a complete and utter truncation. Here we saw 1 Sabahai and 3 Schmittai that I didn't even film. So we're getting out of here and we're gonna pop down to a little lowland area that I like to poke around. It's not the best habitat, but I've seen some cool things there in the past, just near Borneo city. And then after that, we can get some nice warm food when we're hungry. So let's jump down there now, see if we can turn up any snakes. Let's go. This is it, the prize for all our efforts tonight. A Batan's prass in the flesh. Look at it go. A Hatula prasina in Borneo. We didn't even see one of these on the last trip. How ridiculous is that? But this time, no missing on prass, which of course for some people in the group is always a lifer, so that's one thing. But here it is. Check it out. Observe it, because this very well might be the last snake of the night. And just when we thought the night was over, this guy showed up in our resort. Colin was like walking around and pulled up a male Sabahai, which is one of the first snakes I've actually ever seen within the hotel that we always stay. It's actually a very decent sized one as well. You can hook it at it. And Colin's lost the snake.
Lost it already.
This is great content right here. Okay, there you go. Let's have a little look at this guy. It's funny, like we looked so hard for these inside the park, could only see ones high up. And then in our garden, a really nice male just crawling around. That's a pretty good way to end what was otherwise a somewhat slow night.